turning nothing into something. They feelings hurt, we turning nothing into something.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Hope everybody's enjoying their holidays. You know what I'm saying? I know some people probably will continue the holiday, while some will have to go to work these next 2 days. It is what it is. Some people we know that are always working is these GMs, these player agents. These guys are always working, especially during these holidays in baseball. And good morning, everybody. Good day, everybody. Good evening, whenever you watch this. How's everybody doing? As your boy Hector Blunt Thoughts, and I wanted to talk about this Pete Alonso situation because maybe, just maybe, we get some news about a Pete Alonso signing in the next couple of days before the new year. Who knows? We saw a report, and who knows what to believe. For the most part, with the Mets, everything's been kept pretty quiet. You don't know much about negotiations or what numbers are being thrown around or anything like that. I know we've heard some stuff with Pete Alonso that he was offered a contract in 2023, I believe it was, and he turned it down, which, is something that some fans are like upset about or feel like Pete Alonso should have taken that deal. And I think it's a little bit unfair, especially right now when you listen to some of these same fans be encouraged and root for a guy like Vladdy to be turning down deals from the Blue Jays, right? And now, of course, it depends, right? People feel like Vlad is worth more than P. Vlad is younger than P. Maybe people feel that he has more of a right to turn down a deal. Nonsense. All of these guys have a right to turn down a deal if they don't feel like that it's a fair deal to them. Everybody sets a value on themselves, just like these teams set a value on these players. Well, the players set a value on themselves, and if they can't get to that value, they won't accept the deal. Now, sometimes you play your cards and you win, and sometimes, like in the Pete Alonso case, you play your cards and you lose. We can say that Pete Alonso lost. Pete Alonso bet on himself and didn't have the greatest year. I think it's looked at as worse than it was, especially when you look at the numbers, and the guy still hit 34 home runs, drove in over 80 RBIs. Would we want to see more RBIs? Absolutely. Maybe even some more home runs, but just more productive hits, right? Just certain numbers that could be better. Nobody's going to argue about that. But, we hear all that possibly the Mets have made an offer, which I was saying, but again, how do we believe when everything has been kept quiet with the Mets for the most part since Steve Cohen took over? But it is believed that offer, and it was, I think, executives throughout the league believe that the Mets offered a 3-year deal worth, I believe, $60 million, which is a little light in my opinion. And it would have opt-outs after every season, right? Obviously, after the first two, after the third year, he's going to be a free agent anyways. And it's something that I suggested in my videos recently. Maybe Pete takes one of those type prove-it deals, a 3-year deal with an opt-out after the first, a 4-year deal with an opt-out after 2, if he wants to even try that. But again, Pete would now be playing, I believe, in his 30-year-old season. I think I have it written down here somewhere. Maybe I don't. But Pete will be 30 years old going into next season, right? And if you give Pete a 4 or 5 year deal, Pete plays till he's 33, 34 on the Mets. And then again has to make a decision whether he wants to continue on whatever they're offering. And the Mets again will make a decision. But the Mets and Pete Alonso right now are at a crossroads. Pete Alonso played the game, and he messed up. He lost. Now it's going to be up to him. How much of his pride is he willing to suck up and say, you know what, I tried this, it didn't work. I'll try a prove-it deal. What better place to do it than here? I already know what's going on here. You would think he'd be better suited now to handle the situation. And he was also going to have a better bat around him and a better lineup around him than he did before, where he doesn't have to put all that pressure on himself like he never had to anyways. But we know that he did. But a 3-year deal with an opt-out, it gives the Mets options. We know David Stearns has talked about wanting to always have flexibility and the ability to go out there and sign guys every offseason if that's what they choose to do. And we know the guy that I mentioned earlier that a lot of people are looking at as an option for the Mets. As damn it, some people demand that he gets in the Mets. As you even hear the Mets should go out there and trade for him and Vlad Jr. So you sign Pete to a 3-year deal with an opt-out after the first year. He goes out there, has a hell of a year this time, and decides to opt out. Now you make the decision. Do we go after Vladdy and give him that $400 million deal, damn near 500 or whatever it's going to be? Or do we stick with Pete, the homegrown guy who's still getting the job done, who came back and had a bounce back year? That was good enough to have him opt out. But in the here and now, I think it's time maybe for both sides to concede. Hey, listen, what if Pete says, hey, listen, man, I don't want to do the prove it thing. I want to be here. I want to be here. Can I just get a 4-year deal? Or can I just get a 5-year deal? Pete Alonso can't get that from the Mets. I think he could. And again, I understand that Vlad Jr. is out there and he's younger and all of that stuff. And to some people, you know, they speak as if you can't win with Pete Alonso. I don't agree with that. I think you can win with Pete Alonso. Does this team get better with Vlad Jr.? Only an ignorant person will say that it doesn't. I'm not saying that the team doesn't get better with Vlad Jr. I'm just saying I think this team can still win with Pete Alonso. And Pete Alonso, I think, deserves a chance to try to be here if that is his choice. And if the Mets are telling you the truth, they also would like him to be here. Now, for how long and how much they want him to be here, that's what we're trying to find out. How much does Pete Alonso want to be here? That's what we're trying to find out. But does he have to be the only one to concede? I mean, we really talk like this guy is a terrible player. This is a guy that has done the job on the field more often than not. This is a guy that, if you look at the numbers, has stepped up in the playoffs, which is something that you want. I mean, we see guys out there that kill it out throughout the regular season and don't do anything in the playoffs. And people say, oh, I don't want to see nothing from this guy until he gets it done in the playoffs. Well, Pete has pretty much gotten it done in the playoffs while still putting in work in the regular season. Has the last 2 years been a little bit underwhelming? Is that maybe a cause for concern? That maybe he's on his way to a decline? I guess. And this is where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen, trying to make that decision, or the Mets trying to make that decision. In some people's minds, maybe they've already made it. But I think Pete Alonso is a guy that has been all about New York from the moment he got here, has been all about the Mets from the moment he got here, has been all about winning with the New York Mets from the moment he got here, has been all about the community from the moment he got here. This is a gentleman that his first big check in Major League Baseball was, what is it, that $1 million that they win for the home run derby nowadays? Well, at least I think that first year was when he won. And it was $1 million then. And he donated that check, if I'm not mistaken, to a 9/11 base foundation. This is Pete Alonso, ladies and gentlemen. This is the guy that a lot of Met fans want to kick to the curb. Hey, that is your right too. That is your right too. But we'll see. We'll see. We started this video by saying, could we maybe get a resolution of the Pete Alonso situation in the next couple of days, maybe before the new year or right after the new year? I don't think it could be far behind, I'll tell you that much. Both sides have pretty much run out of options. Pete Alonso has almost been backed into a corner. See, because the Mets can always pivot. We know the Mets could pivot. The Mets could go the third base route, move Vientos. The Mets could go a trade, go get a first baseman, maybe pull off that Vladdy trade. We'll see what Toronto decides to do. Maybe a Yandy Diaz, like people mentioned. Maybe someone that we're not thinking about. But we know that most first basemen that were available are pretty much gone. So I think we can expect a resolution. Are the numbers going to be what we're hearing? Who knows? Is it going to be a short-term deal with a high AAV and an opt-out after a year or two? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Or does Pete Alonso say, you know what? I ain't doing none of this. You guys have tried to embarrass me. You guys don't want to treat me fairly. Well, to him, I'll go do my prove-it deal somewhere else. Or does the team come in and give him a satisfactory long-term deal with the type of money and years that he's willing to accept? Who knows? Who knows? But again, a deal looks like it's close. We'll find out. Stay tuned. If it does break, we'll probably go live and talk about it Other than that, we may do a couple of videos here and there, like we said in our last live. Check that out if you haven't. If you like what you hear here, be sure to subscribe, share the video, all that good stuff. Other than that, again, enjoy your holidays. And as always, let's go Mets, baby. Peace out.